MacFoochies had a beer. Yeah.
We're having
Top with Heather. No one likes that.
Who likes Heather? No one here. Yeah. Hey, they're beer too.
That's not fair.
We're not talking about her.
We're talking about the
beer.
plant.
Everybody likes Heather.
Just nobody likes to drink.
The beer. Okay.
Beer.
Hey there, beer tubers. Welcome back to Maxwell Starr's beer review. Sith with his facepalm, Fuzz with a depressing story between the breaks, and Heist Almighty over here, who's got nothing to say other than a grin. And we're going to take a look at a beer that he brought back from Bar Harbor, Maine, as we were discussing already.
They don't know
From the
From the Atlantic Brewing Company.
From the Atlantic Brewing Company.
Blew that shit!
The Atlantic Brewing Company, we're not even drunk yet. This is MacFoochies Scottish Ale made with Scottish heather tips. So, Scott's heather tips.
I picked it because it's MacFoochies.
MacFoochies Scottish Ale is named for the MacFoochie clan, who emigrated to America from the Highlands of Italy.
What?
Italy?
Huh?
I thought this was Scottish.
What the hell? What the hell?
The beer
is
is-
Oh, the MacFoochie clan. Okay. This hearty ale is believed to have originated within Edinburgh in the 19th century. So who the fuck? MacFoochie?
I think they may have thrown a C in there and called it MacFoochie instead of MacFoochie.
Alrighty.
It seems like a weird name, so that explains it.
Scottish ales tend to be a wee bit heavy, so it's a wee heavy. And MacFoochies is no exception. We follow the traditional style of sweetness, full body, and low hop flavor profile.
So lots of coriander.
No, not in the Scotch ale. We all whiskey malt.
Thankfully, no.
The result is a complex beer. It could be a little sour. The result is a complex beer yielding robust malt, richness, and subtle toffee tones. Our brewers describe this ale as dark as night, sweet as our love. Sweet as our love. Our Scottish ale has a good dose of the peat.
Oh, we already did the biggest brownest beer.
Fuck off. Our Scottish ale has a good dose of peat smoked malt. Ooh.
Pete.
Pete.
Pete and Heather.
Pete's for Pete.
This is what happened. Pete and Heather get together.
MacFoochies.
MacFoochies.
Just open the bottle.
Alright. Thank you.
This is going nowhere positive.
Wait, but it's 10 times better than where it went before.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Wow, that's really dark.
Holy shit. I'm excited over reading that bit about the smoked peat malt. And while Heist here isn't a fan of smoke, we had one that was from the Scottish Highlands that was actually really, really nice when it came to
Speaking of
smoked peat.
top bottle.
And when we're talking about that, we're talking like the malt used in Scottish ales, like whiskeys, Scotch whiskeys, and impart that little bit of smoke. Have I ever had one of them? No.
Oi.
I'd like to give myself a Scotch whiskey at some point.
Not really too much head. You
Yeah,
got a little bit
no.
of head.
What was the ABV on this anyway, did it say? Even though I read the bottle all the way through almost?
Well, you can get to the bottom where they keep all the stats.
Looks like
It's on the front.
It's not in the front.
Oh, well.
On the front?
It does kind of look an awful lot like Coca-Cola, though.
It doesn't have a lot of head.
Woo.
It looks like a big dark beer.
Yeah.
Big brown beer.
Woo.
Brown beer.
Buzz is excited.
Wow,
about
it's and it's got that little ring of toffee, little swirl there of bubbles on top too. You know what? It looks nice.
Well,
Oh.
check.
Mmm. Smell it, Sith. Smell it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to
Smell it.
I don't really find it smells like much.
I find it smells a little. It's very sweet. It's got a nice little, almost like a prune kind of smell to it, and I do pick up a bit of smoked malt.
Yep.
I'm definitely getting smoked peat off of that. It's not very strong, but it's definitely smoked peat. Let me see if.
Oh. No,
It's-
I
You're getting,
I was trying really hard to smell it and it just didn't work.
do you like a straw to try and drink through your nose?
7.8.
Beat me to it, little jerk.
Well, there's an app for that.
There's not on Android. Well, actually, it probably is on Android. I just never bothered to install it.
Well, it's like a $3 download.
$3 download? You guys fail.
The smell kind of goes away after a little while.
But like when I was
smell.
smelling it, it's like a little bit of like this caramel. It's got a little bit of like
I got no
a,
smell.
raisin, prune,
Let's see if it's got some
and
taste.
a bit of smoked peat. So
Yeah, once you open it.
I basically have like spring water as the smell. Like, let's see what it tastes like.
Oh, I have more smell than that. Cheers.
Cheers, gentlemen.
Well, it is a wee bit heavy.
Nice.
It
Yeah.
is thick and creamy.
It's not too thick,
You can really
but
taste
it's
the smoke.
definitely it's really creamy. A nice peaty smoke taste. It's like a better version of Pump House's Scotch. And Pump House's Scotch isn't that great.
Pump House's Scotch is not super great.
It's definitely not as earthy bitter as that one is. This one's
My
got
uncle-in-law described
much-
Pump House Scotch as the worst beer he's ever drank, which I don't think is quite fair. 'Cause
No.
he hasn't drank
It's
all
not
of
that
those,
bad. It's not that bad either. But you know what? It's got this nice, like mildly smoky taste, a very soft body to it.
Yeah.
It's definitely not heathery.
It has a very mild taste. I'm at a loss to even describe the taste because it is quite weak tasting.
But I like it.
I mean, I don't hate it because there's not much to hate.
Like if you're comparing it to like a wee heavy, I would say that this is probably a little wee weak
Yeah,
for
it's
a
not.
wee heavy.
I was expecting like thick Scotch syrupy sweetness with maybe some weird herbal from the heather and some smoke from the peat, and I'm getting like
I'm still getting that
it
smoked peat.
tastes
though.
like brown.
Yeah, it's kind of like a little bit of a brown ale with some smoked malt. But the thing is, I actually like this. It's very enjoyable to drink.
It does feel nice in my mouth. I will give it like full marks for that. But
It's not. I don't think it's overly heavy either.
I find it had no aroma and very little taste. I mean, what taste it has, I don't mind, but I'm getting almost nothing off this.
Yeah.
I don't know. In that sense, I'm going to have to say 3, because it's a 3. That's all.
All right, Seth. What would you give it a first?
Come back to me for a second.
Come back.
I'm going to give it a 3.75 just because maybe it's a little off topic, but at the same time I find it really enjoyable. And I'm getting a lot more smell and a lot more flavor than you were for some reason.
Did you take Greg's?
What?
Did you take Greg's?
No, he did.
You did. Oh.
I find that it's actually, I took the first. And I find that it actually really tastes nice. I mean, it's not quite as strong as you might expect from a real Scotch ale, but it does give that nice peat smoked flavor. This nice little bit of a sweet body with a nice soft mouthfeel.
So what'd you give it?
3.75.
I just burped. I could taste more.
You 3? I'm gonna give it a 3.5.
A 3.5.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, there you go.
Yep.
That's it.
I'm gonna go 3.25.
3.25.
The reason I'm going 3.25 is much like ice. Not a lot of upfront smell. Like I had my nose buried in the cup and I could barely smell anything. The flavor, it's there, but it's a little bit too weak for me. And I think that if what flavor they do have there is really nice, just not good enough for it. So
I'm
I say,
expecting a little bit more flavor.
I say 3.25.
Yeah, there's nothing at all offensive about
No.
this.
It's
Oh,
just
God.
the only thing that's offensive is there's not enough.
I just want
Yeah.
more. That's all.
I think I really like the way it is.
I would give it a higher score than 3.5 if there was a little bit more taste to it. I do agree with you folks, but I do like how easy it is to drink.
Oh yeah, it goes down real smooth,
Real
real creamy.
smooth.
It
Yeah.
feels beautiful in the mouth.
I mean, I could definitely have a bottle of this
Yeah.
and sit around the campfire.
All right, well that's that.
Yeah, so that's our opinion on MacFoochies Heather Tips. And we will talk to you folks later. Cheers.
Cheers.